So Larry's going to be on here. It's going to be a good show. We have a lot of things planned.
Yeah, what are we talking about?
We're going to talk about Peril. We're talking about
Peril.
here. As you can see, it's the Woodward Costa book here.
Hot dog.
So I bought it on Amazon. It says in the cover that it's $30, but I'm pretty sure that I paid like $24. So you can get a deal on it if you bought it on Amazon.
Woo!
Anyway.
I love how like when those big political books come out, just like normal books, right?
Yes.
All the first releases are always in the hardback, right?
Yes.
Which are always like 20% more than the paperbacks when they come out. But everybody's got to get the shit right now, so everybody's buying the hardback. And so like,
I prefer hardcover anyway.
Me too, to be honest. You know, I mean, where's my bookshelf here? I'm gonna take my headphones off because Larry's not here yet, so I'm not gonna try to deal with that. But oh, wrong bookshelf. You buy the hardcover edition of like a Game of Thrones book.
Yes.
It's this size.
Yes.
But you know, like that thick.
Yeah.
The paperback is this high and that thick. It's like that hurts my eyes, man. Like the text is so tiny.
It's super small.
I prefer the nice big fresh hardbacks, man. Yeah. They always have nice dust covers on them too.
And I don't like the dust covers. Like I like a hardcover book, but I don't like the dust covers on them. That's like I
like them for the bookmarking. Like it's easy to use it as a bookmark. I like that part about
Jordan hates. I'm very notorious for taking the dust covers off my books and then putting them on the shelves, and she fucking hates it. Oh, she hates it, and I just don't. I don't like having on. They always get fucked up. You know, they get all frayed and damaged on the edges, and so I just don't. I don't like having them on there.
I want more hardcovers like this. Right.
Yes.
They printed on.
Yes.
You know, it's really nice quality.
Exactly.
I love this type of stuff. This is a little manga that I'm working through right now.
That's cool.
It's fucking awesome. Manga. Can't say that. Otherwise
it's America.
It offends the weebs. So
we're gonna talk about Peril. We talked a little about some COVID updates already in the pre-show. So if you want to go back and watch that, obviously when this is done, don't fucking stop watching the live stream.
Epic pre-show, by the way.
It's great pre-show. Some really great moments on there. Maybe some clips potentially. We both said some pretty inspiring things. We have some inspiring things to say. That's how we are. So
I'm so close.
Larry is updating things on his computer. We are going to be on here soon. No rush, Larry. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about Peril, government shutdown that just earlier this week, they passed an extension to fund the government through December 3rd. And so we're going to talk about kind of some of the things that go into this, the budget reconciliation package, the debt ceiling, the voterama, some of these big terms that we've talked about before, but are still very confusing. I still have to look up articles and stuff like that on them. It doesn't make a lot of sense. So we're going to talk about those things, the path forward, the things that are holding them up, some progressive caucuses and some things like that.
You're a progressive caucus.
Whoa. We are going to talk about the idea of minting the coin.
Woo!
So we're going to explain that when Larry gets on here. It's going to be a whole deal.
I'm really excited to talk about that for one, because I can't tell just from the very limited conversation we've had on that. We haven't really talked about that much between the two of us.
Yeah.
I don't know what side of the tilt you're on. I don't really know. So I'm really curious.
I
don't know if that
mint the coin.
Yeah. I don't know if maybe you're a fan of Crystal's plan or if you're anti minting the coin. I'm very interested.
We will find out. We're gonna get some updates on Larry, his life, some things that are happening there.
Oh yeah.
We've talked about him a lot over the last few episodes, some things that he's dealing with. He's in the Army, right? He's been out here before, so we know some of the ideologies that he carries, some policies and things like that he holds on to. So very interesting. Talk about that. It's going to be a great show.
Oh yeah.
We can.
I feel like I want to start with some personal stuff while we have the time waiting for Larry.
Let's hear it.
Because I've been remiss. We didn't talk about like my food intake on the pre-show like we usually do.
Right.
I want to talk about that epic fucking steak that I had.
Steak, right?
Oh my God.
What is it, 43?
It was a 43 ounce Porterhouse. And good God, I mean,
over 2 pounds.
It was a
pound steak.
Massive, bro. Massive. I have not seen a piece of meat that large in my life, except for no, I don't want to go there.
It's
except
Italian.
Except for last night when I got to bed. But you should check it out. I put it up on the Instagram. It's out there. You could see that epic steak along on our Discord too, on the all about food section, which is a public section on the Salsa Streets Discord. But it was massive. I decided I got a little bonusy stuff at work, and in-laws were in town. So we're like, what's the best place in the county to go get like a really nice meal? Crabtree. Paulsville, 100%.
Crabtree's
And it's not really a steakhouse, but it's also a steakhouse.
Yeah, the steaks they throw down there are insane.
Yeah, I mean, you pay steakhouse prices.
Yes,
and they are better than most of the chain steakhouses around. Like
even
going over to Seattle to like Ruth Chris or something like that, they're great, but this is better. And I don't understand how that happens. I'm fairly sure that most of the beef is raised locally here in Hansville, just down the road at the owner's father's ranch. He has a bunch of Black Angus cows, and they do their own dry aging. It's phenomenal. But yeah, it was wild, man. It was really cool to go into a restaurant like that, kind of high tier, with multiple people, and just be like, you know what? Don't pay attention to anything that's on the menu as far as cost. You just get whatever you want. Let's get a bottle of wine. I had an amazing like double of just this top tier bourbon, which I kill myself. I don't remember the name of it now.
Oh, you don't even know the name?
I don't remember.
Come on.
I think it was Old Frontier.
Paid all that money.
Larry's here.
Larry.
But yeah, it was phenomenal. And then Larry's out there. Like, I'm really bad at social media.
Hi, Larry.
Hi, Larry.
What's up? How we doing?
What's going on,
Laughing
buddy?
at Larry.
I'm
about to talk about how you made me feel bad for thinking you were a vegan for a minute last night.
Yeah, I felt terrible. I feel like I really offended a lot of people with my joke too.
Defense,
I love
Larry is terrible at texting, technology communications.
Yeah.
So there's a reasonable miscommunication there. But just look at this man and think that he's a vegan.
I was like, there's
sir.
no way, but like crazier things have happened. It is 2021. I don't know what's going on in the world today.
I did see. I watched a documentary, and I feel terrible for saying it, but I watched it on Netflix, and it's called like Game Changers, whatever. He was on Joe Rogan, but he was talking about being vegan, and it really strongly made me consider plant-based. So I do eat a lot more plants than I used to.
Since we're on this right now, actually, let's just talk about this for a minute.
Yes.
We backdoored it.
What about that documentary did you find most like appealing? Was it like the horrendous nature of factory farming and shit?
Or like most convincing to be more plant-based.
So he took it back, and once he brought the historical aspect to where like just kind of the thought process of just like the meat isn't as readily available. The big thing that I really enjoyed is the fact that like he was just like felt lighter after eating. And so like that was like the thing that made me rethink it. It was just like, maybe I don't need to be vegan, but maybe I am eating too much meat on one side. And cause like I was weighing it out. And like, as I get better in my diet, obviously you wear stuff, and like 4 ounces of meat, especially like, you eat a burger, I could eat a half-pound burger and I could crush it. Easy. Like that steak you did, probably what, like 10 to 16 ounces. And I would have crushed that without thinking.
10 to
but then
16 ounces.
Right, exactly. You could just, but like processing that through your body, so you just feel heavy the next day. Was that 43 ounces?
That was a 43 ounce.
Steak was 43 ounces.
But in your defense, I didn't eat for 24 hours. Damn near.
No, 100% right.
Like the thought of food, I got up because that was Thursday night. I got up Friday morning and was getting ready for work, and I was like, okay, should I grab something for breakfast? I was like, there's no way I am even going to consider eating after that night. And I didn't eat until last night at dinner. It was just the thought of food was just too much, man. All that, I mean, it's gonna take me like 2 weeks to process all that, I'm sure. That's a lot of food.
That's one, it looked delicious, right? So like, again, don't believe me, my wife makes steak all the time for me, and I eat it all the time. Even when I was like in the middle of being vegan, after that week that I was like vegan before I moved into plant-based. And I say plant-based tongue in cheek. I always tell people on PB no V, like plant-based, not vegan.
Yeah.
So it's just absolutely just make fun of it. Like I just, again, though, he made some good
this
points.
guy.
And then, but I will say, like as I do it, I feel a lot better. Like the next morning, because like the Ironman, you just run a lot, obviously, and so like eating late, and then the next morning, I feel just a lot better running that long. And so I don't know where it was in like lifting wise, because I'm still relatively stronger than most, I'd say, but I'm not really lifting every day at all. But that running the next day, just like strictly stomach, how does your stomach feel? Like 100%.
And that's when you started talking about that this guy said that he felt lighter. I'm like, oh, so this is an Iron Man thing. Like this, he's trying to get some more speed on, and that's why that's what appealed to you, right?
So he did. Oh, I guess like the Tennessee Titans, like they vegan, or they had people that vegan like 2 years ago when they had like their playoff run. I did it for just Iron Man, just like strictly like I don't know what it does for strength. I'm not good at this. What I will say again, it's not even like speed. I just feel because like I would just run and like you're like, hey, go run for 2 hours, and I just felt horrible.
Yeah,
Like my stomach felt terrible. I was running slow, but like I just started eating like less, and like I was going as far. I was doing the work, but it feels bad, and I don't know about recovery or anything like that. I just felt better.
yeah. I like to like equivalate. Is it no? What's the word? I don't know. I like to
You gotta
think of
use
it
the rest
more
of
of
your
like
sentence.
right. I need a thesaurus around here. I like to think of it as like strapping on some extra fuel tanks to your body. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, you're going to feel heavier, sluggish, you know, all that. It has a purpose. Like you can eat a ton of meat like that and it'll help sustain you for a longer period of time. But bro, you just strapped on all those extra gas tanks. It's going to slow you down. You eat light and you eat clean, you're always going to be running at like a peak performance level. But then that is also different for every single human being out there too, you know.
I understand.
How it works.
I easily tell people I don't even know what to eat. I don't even make most of my food. I think my wife cooks like 97% of what I eat. So like, if we're really being honest, whatever she has out there, I'm gonna eat. I'm just gonna be completely honest.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Are you not a picky eater at all?
Have you seen me? No. Never.
And I kind of feel like if you're in the military, you like can't really be a picky eater, right?
No, I can't
Yeah.
wait to bring you guys MREs, and I just really just want you to just delve right into like the cuisine we get in the field. Like once you eat like 6 of those, like yeah, you remember.
I'm
You
familiar.
remember.
I'm familiar. I had some guys some kids that used to work for me back a couple of years ago. They gone on this tilt for a while where they didn't want to like pack their own lunches to work, and they didn't want to go spend a bunch of money at the gas station or something like that every day. So they bulk ordered a shit ton of MREs on the internet and like would bring them into work, and that's would be their work lunch every day. And
No,
so
that's
I
fair.
recently tried most of the menu options available in the MREs, and I'll take Mountain House any day over an MRE. We'll put it that
No,
way.
it's absolutely disgusting. We have kids all the time eating for the first time. They're like, "This is so cool." I'm just like, "Yeah, give it time." And then by the
Yeah.
end of the second, they're like, "I don't want to eat another one ever again." I'm like,
Yeah. You
There
spend
it is.
2 weeks straight eating. That's the only thing you eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd rather eat dirt sometimes.
When I
Like, no, I'm
started,
good.
when I started looking into like prepping and shit, you know, I was like, oh, I like looks at food and stuff, and so I was just looking at different articles, and there's a bunch of people that are like, oh, just buy a bunch of MREs. And I was like, I've never heard anything good about MRE. Like, why would I buy that?
Yeah.
You know, if I know that I'm not going to enjoy it, I know survival. You know, the point is to survive, but also I have a wife and a kid, and like, you has to be at least reasonably. You got to kind of want to eat it, you know, or else they're
There's a
not going to
balance
eat
that
it.
needs
Yeah,
to
or
be
else they're
sought
going to
there.
die. So like, I'm not going to just
No
buy a bunch of
balance.
MREs because they're not going to eat it. Like,
Listen,
they're just going to die.
That's another reason that being a vegan would have been great, because I could live off the land. Like I would not fiend for meat once the world's over, and I'm completely just harvesting beans. You know, I would be fine.
Maybe.
I could.
You'll be a
success.
legume man.
I would just be ready to go. I'm glad to hear you guys. Are you guys both prepping? Please tell me you're both prepping.
Yeah,
Oh,
of
yeah.
course.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
love that.